and 15. All right, here we go. Right away, you see it start picking up lube at the ring gear. We're at 15 miles an hour. You can see the lube coming up and making a direction change right here. If we had a squared off cover, that direction change would be pretty remarkable. By that I mean there'd be a whole lot of fluid action there and here. You can see a little bit down in here. Notice where the oil level is now? So much for getting it into the axle tube on this side. The other side is pretty dynamic because you have the ring gear and you have the speed transducer that gives you your speedo output. So you see the ring gear driving the lube up, and right here there's a bit of a square corner in this plastic model. Imagine, and of course I've got a better angle on what's happening turbulence wise than you do, but I'm telling you, the lube is going up there and having to make a square corner, and it's doing a whole lot of work to the lube to make that happen. So imagine if the back of this was flat and it came out square corner, went up square corner, and went over. The fluid flow would look nowhere near as cool as this. So now looking over my shoulder, you can really see what I'm talking about. The lube, most of the lube is falling back down before it goes forward to the pinion bearing. And this is just a taste of what you'd have if this thing came back 3 inches and was dead flat. So let's go to 30. Can we go to 30? Here we go. So now we're at 30 miles an hour. You can only imagine what happens when you're at 60, 70, or 80. But you're getting spill off that I mentioned filling down into the axle tube. You'll also notice there's aeration in the lube right now. Now can we bring it down to idle? And go ahead and put on the brakes. Let's stop the ring gear. Now you'll notice the flow back in. Here comes the stock fill level. You notice it's foaming on top. I hope you all can see that. There's your air coming out of the lube as it sits still. The whole idea of different shapes to this housing has to do with maintaining the fluid travel with the ring gear. As you guys just saw at 15 miles an hour, you could really see it. If you change the shape from the intended shape, and I firmly believe that you want, as close as you can, you want the distance from the inside of the cover to the ring gear to remain as consistent as possible. So you've got a consistent lube velocity through that channel. And that's pretty sacred in there. What you do with fins and what you do to improve the heat transfer from the fluid through the material to the air, that's pretty important. Now we all know that aluminum transfers heat better than steel. So right off, you'd think if you made the rear cover out of aluminum, you'd get better heat transfer. That's true. Some guys have asked, well, I'm making carbon fiber. Well, that's pretty much an insulator. This plastic is an insulator. You really don't want to make them out of an insulator. You want to get the heat the hell out of the lube.